Oh, g'day guys, welcome back to Arthur's videos. Alright guys, have I got another doozy of a video. Okay, before I waffle on, you know what I need? I need a Yum-Cha, man. The weather's getting cold. The thing's hitting, it's going down. There's my sponsored cup, you know what I mean? The bottle is definitely going down. I might squeeze 2 more videos out of the bottle. Alright, don't forget, guys, you know, you can always send me another one, okay? Alright, guys, cheers, you know? So there you go, I'm pouring the Yum-Cha in. Alright, the Yum-Cha's in. Oh, I'll put a bit more in. I reckon, yeah, that'll be it. Alright, there you go. Guys, cheers. It really does hit the spot winter time, you know. It is getting nippy and that out there, you know. These guys know what it is. The description's up the top there. Alright, don't worry about my finger. The description's up the top. I told you I was going to make a different series. Mate, a lot of people, I've got the spring here, a lot of people couldn't believe this spring, you know what I mean? Seriously, couldn't believe the spring of the cowboy job, you know what I mean? Alright, what I've got now is, this is, you know what it is, down the bottom. I'm going to reveal it, take the Italian safety hat off now. I'm going to pull this out. This is, it's a carousel, okay? Now, this is how I got this machine in for repair, okay, to show you. And everyone who's got a machine, have you noticed that all down here in the chip tray, where the coins come out, hang on, give me a fucking beer. When all the coins come out from the hopper, they shoot at it. Go, so what do you think it is? It's hitting it all the time, and that. Oh, there's a friggin' bird on the roof, and keeps hitting him. And it's just like sandblasting. You know what I mean? To take it to the chroming guys here in Australia, mate, it is. All right, it's big dollars. I don't know what it is in your country or whatever. All I know it's big dollars. And everyone goes, yeah, man, we do this. Some people powder coat it, do this, but I'm just going to clean it all up as much as I can. You know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? There we go. I'm trying to, hey, I just forgot to turn off the phone in case someone rings me up while I'm waffling on again. There it is. It's turned off now. All right, so this is the chip tray in that. I'm going to zoom up. Hang on, I'll take it off the tripod. Okay, what happens is it's a drive-by shooting. So this is the carousel, what is in the thing. When you pull it out, this is how it is basically, you know what I mean, sitting there. All right, there it is. There's the that's the house box. Okay, that's where the return of the coins that come out, you know, for the returns, you know, the rechecks. And have a look at the hopper, okay? So what I'll do is, I've got another one of these hoppers out of the carriage, okay? It's one of my ones, this one, you know, my one. I stripped it down a long time ago and it just sat there and collecting dust, you know what I mean? So I'll get rid of, fuck. Okay, all right, got rid of that, okay. So a hopper looks like this, okay? There it is there, okay? I prepared it a bit early for you guys. That way I don't have to run it chasing it all up. So I've stripped it all up. You can sort of see it. I've taken it out. But this is one of the early gooseneck series compared to my other hoppers. So you got the carousel and another hopper. So this here is way that way basically. You know what I mean? So I think this is before the carousel than the other one. Don't correct me. I don't know. I'm just looking. It's 1978. The motor's got December 1978. All right. So it gives you an idea where I'm talking about, basically, you know what I mean? So there it is there, you know, they sort of patterned most of the design on this. All right, so hang on, let me turn it around. Okay, here, bring it this way around. And what happens is, yeah, for example, I've got it prepared or something. The coin sits in like so, and the motor will spin it around. Okay, it'll spin around. Fucking, all right, it's a bit hard. Okay, the motor will spin it around, okay? Get me facts, okay? It's going to spin around, and see how it's sort of sitting on the plate and between the pin, and then it'll come over the knife and go across. But over here is a micro switch. Okay, here's the loom. Where is it? There it is there, okay? There's the switch, okay? It's got a lever, basically. This one was missing a lever, all right? basically, of that. I'll show you the harness later. I'm just talking about this motor bit, you know what I mean? So the motor is spinning around. So hang on, where is it here? So the motor is spinning around, see? So we'll get the coin. I don't know what coins this is supposed to be to go across. Might be a 10.5 or something. Who knows? I don't know what this hopper is, okay? So go across, and then what happens is check the gearbox section out. All right? Have a look at this type of gearbox. You know, so the motor's over here, and it's all this has got gears inside just to rotate that. So there's the pattern number, but if you go to Google and you punch in a pattern number, it'll probably give you a year when this is been patterned. You know what, when they did, I'll do that later myself. I might put it down the bottom when I do that. But so that's where the switch sits. Basically, it sits inside like that. Where is it here? So the switch sits inside like that, basically, on the side, in there like so. Basically, it sits in like that, and it's got a lever, basically, on the side. On the side, it's got a little lever there. Play that other video, you'll see there's a little knob there, you know what I mean? But this one here was missing that, so I've got to chase these bits and pieces. So that's how this sort of carousel. So most of the other ones, if you have a look, the motor was in the back, turning the turntable. But this is a really small hopper in diameter. Yeah, I've got a tape measure. Okay, it's only about, what is it? 6 inches, 6 inches, or 150 mil in diameter, basically that, you know what I mean? So it's only a little hopper, basically, you know, as I said, 78 here. So that sits inside like that in there, and the coins shoot out. And how this one works, here's the harness. Okay, here's the harness. All right, so what happens is that's the counter where it counts the coins. Go doot, 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 doot. That's a relay in there. Okay, so that's the relay to stop the motor from spinning around. So there's a relay in there, basically. You know, there it is. There, relay. I'm not full of shit. Okay, so the transistor of the main board of those, you know, those go on the main boards. The triac controls that, so it activates that to turn off the power. So it's the best way. You can't do it any other way. So inside these machines, this is what happens. So in the venue, that you can pull it in. It's got 2 holes in it, location pin on the back of the machine, where the 2 horns go in. So the guy on the site there, you know, the guy who's maintaining them, you know, doing that, they can pull it out and they can slide it back in there, and it's idiot proof. So it goes in and locks itself in, because they got these springs in there and locks it in, so you can't pull it back out. So they've made it. They thought about the guy in the venue who's got no skills of anything, but they give him a quick rundown and say, hang on, this is how it works. If it jams up, just do this, do that, pull it out, do this, and put your hand in, make sure you turn the machine off, you know, for number 1, turn the machine off, you know, before you pull them out, you know what I mean? And so that's basically it, you know what I mean? Hey, it's actually 20 cents. This is 20 cents, not 10 cents. Okay. And it's actually 20 cents, you know. Yeah, it's a 20-cent hopper. And so it was jammed. You can sort of see I'm trying to pull it out. So yeah, so that's it. Where the carriage goes back in there. So you pull it out. As I said, you know, it's pretty basic with that. But I have not opened this up. I haven't checked that out. I haven't done nothing to see if it's dried up inside the gearbox or anything. You know, basically, you know. But like I keep saying to you guys, open up, take a photo of it, so you remember how to put it back, you know, because it's gear ratio, basically, you know what I mean? So, as I said, this is a hopper of an era. I don't know what it is. As I said, I'm not trying to pretend, as I said to you, you know, all the guys that done this shit they're all dead, you know what I mean? They ain't coming back, you know what I mean? You know, ain't coming back, you know? Fuck, I can't get it out. Can you believe it? Fuck it. Reach it out. Here we go. Here's a 20-cent piece now. Let's see what happens to that. Here we go. Oh, see you can see it? See how it's a 20-cent piece? I'll replay back. It's replaying back. You sort of see it? See how the diameter top to bottom? So you can sort of work out what this hopper is. So yeah, so there you go. So I'll play it back. I'm spinning the motor. See how it sort of would have got the switch coming across, and then it goes over the knife, okay, and then it will just roll to you with whatever you get. There it is, there it is. How slow is that motion? So yeah, so that's all critical on that stuff, you know. But don't forget, man, a lot of this stuff has done a lot of kilometres, you know what I mean? The amount of how many coins have gone out of there, you know? How many thousands have gone out of there, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's sort of how this motor, how this one is. And where this thing is, apparently there's a spring, you know what I mean? You know, it's a spring like that to shuffle them around. I had one that had a spring, it was bent out. It's just a spring on either end like an ears. So that way, when the coins are spreading around, so they can move, bounce around into the hopper, you know, back inside the hopper there, they can sort of spin around and all that stuff. So they won't jam up, basically. But yeah, they're pretty basic. It's a real small hopper compared to the other, basically the 2.5. You know what I mean? And that, which is a much more bigger gooseneck type story. But I thought I'll show you. I told you I'm going to do a couple of parts of how this era of these machines are. You know what I mean? But you're sort of getting my videos on what age I'm working on and what type of conditions I'm getting on. You know what I mean? So again, on these guys, I'm going to sign off. The old saying of mine is, you know, pinball machines, video games, poker machines. You can see there's more poker machines this year than anything else. And the old Dr. Love, you know. Thanks for watching my videos. You know, I always try to get new contents or something. And by the way, I ain't going to see this shit again, okay? So the stuff that I've been doing videos is like, ain't coming back, you know what I mean? Really ain't coming back, you know? So guys, keep the love. Keep this thing, old girls going, you know what I mean? As I said, I've done a few. Everyone's got a big bulge in their pants. They're all happy. And they're just putting it as nostalgia, man. It's just a nostalgia product, you know what I mean? As I said, man, what are they? Nearly 50 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's like your ute. You're so bloody old, you know? You're still driving that old ute. So, guys, cheers. Thanks, guys.